about his own performance yesterday, so I believe in Buzz, so I might flip my prediction. So let's welcome the players down to the stage. T1 versus DRX.
Side here with T1, they have to get a move on. You're playing against Walkout. They can prove to be.
T1이랑 결승 진출 전 때 이제 그 말을 저희가 되게 많이 했어요. 포기하지 말자.
DRX는 DRX니까 정말 잠도 줄여가면서 열심히 연습했고 그 연습한 거에 대한 결과값이 나온 게 아닌가 생각하고 있습니다. 보여드릴 수 있어서 너무 행복합니다.
이길 수 있는 순간들이 몇 번씩은 있었다고 생각하고 있어요. 실수 없었으면 저희가 이겨서 결승에 직행했을 것 같습니다.
T1이 실수를 더 많이 해서 졌다고 생각하기 때문에 이번에 실수 없이 이기도록 하겠습니다. 네, 실수가 없다면 더 쉽게 이길 것 같습니다.
실수 때문에 졌다고 하지만 그 실수가 결국 프로의 세계에서는 실력이거든요. T1이 그런 말을 괜히 했나 싶을 정도로 제가 만들어 드리도록 하겠습니다.
잘 열심히 해봐라. 화이팅!
사실 DRX는 예전에만 잘했지 지금은 별로 잘한다고 생각 안 하기 때문에 저희 T1이 무조건 이길 것 같습니다.
DRX가 현재 4년 동안 쌓아온 이 커리어를 따라올 수 있는 실력이라고는 생각 안 하고
그 자리 이제 우리가 차지하도록 할게요.
제가 프로게이머 하면서 한 번 진 팀한테 두 번은 안 진다라는 제 마인드가 있는데 그 마인드를 가지고 이겨보겠습니다. 제가 예전에 들었던 말들 중에 하나 있잖아요. 결국에 DRX는 DRX다. 이번 결승전에서 그 말을 증명하겠습니다.
This is VCT Pacific, and it's been 960 days since DRX has been in the top seed of the Grand Finals, where they fell to Paper X. It's been a year since DRX was back in the Grand Finals, where they then fell to Gen G. Once known as the Kings of Korean Valorant, DRX is once more this close to getting their first Pacific trophy. Meanwhile, in the opponent's corner, this well-recognized org, for the first time ever, have qualified for a Grand Finals in any VCT event. T1 now has some of the old DRX core. They have Buzz and Stacks, and they picked up the Gen G trophy winning player, Meteor, to join Izu and Carpe. So, A lot of investment has gone into creating this squad,
First,
and
let's
perhaps
meet
a worthy
DRX.
one considering we're back on the grand final stage today. This is VCT Pacific.
I could not be more excited. And this guy is going to come out, try and cement his legacy today as a rookie duelist who can really do it all, take his team the distance. He's had a fantastic tournament, but there's still one last step, one more thing to prove to put himself at the top of that food chain.
He needs to perform in this grand final. This man as well, also doing extremely well for DRX so far, has played that more supportive role in the team. And I gotta say, I've got my eye on him in this first map in particular. The last time this man played Abyss, he dropped 20, 30 kills and really pulled DRX across the line. So this could be a big opening map from Bane.
Yeah, we see Bane a lot talked about as the vibes guy, right, of DRX. He's the cement, he's the glue that holds them all together. So we have a lot to expect from him, and especially in grand finals, vibes are more important than ever.
Mako, a massive addition to DRX back in the day and continue to impress everyone at international events. And as the new IGL of the new edition DRX, I'm really looking forward to seeing if he can pick themselves up a grand final.
This is how much of a vet he is. He just touched the trophy.
Oh.
You guys know about the trophy touching
That's
first, right?
superstitious. I would not be touching a trophy. What are you doing, man?
He's so casual about it. He's been here so
Flashback.
many times. He doesn't care anymore.
Oh, that's brave.
Yeah.
I certainly respect it. Now, walking out, we have Flashback. Flashback has had some doubters this tournament. I think he's been a little more quiet than we've seen from him in the past, but now is his chance to light up the stage once again. He's been a rock-solid piece for DRX, and he still has plenty of gas in the tank, plenty left to prove.
Yeah, he was great in the off-season, and in some of the clutch moments, he's come through for DRX when they most needed him. But this is the man that everyone fears at the moment. He's abusing the new meta on the Teo. He's been really dominant, and he is definitely performing in this grand final. It was interesting to see. He finally had his first off game of the tournament in the qualifying match for DRX in that upper bracket final, but every single other map, this man has been dominating.
We've spoke so much about Freeing, the truest Teo enjoyer in VCT. I think he's stepped up massively. He's been a key reason why DRX are all the way through into this final, and more to do. Now, T1.
T1, they were going through that upper bracket, getting knocked down by this very team on the stage with them, DRX. And they have been one of the favorites to win it for a lot of people at home, a lot of the talents talking about this team, but there are a couple hurdles along the way. Isu is looking pretty confident though.
Yeah, look at him shushing DRX there. Mr. Yoga himself, incredibly flexible. There's nothing he can't do, and he wants to step up, lead his team to a victory today.
Yeah, this man is no stranger to top placings in Pacific. A lot of international experience as well. One of the best duelists.
Oh, he
There
touches
you
it as
go.
well.
Oh, he's really feeling himself, and although he had a lackluster game yesterday, that is far from what normally happens. This man always performs, and I know in this grand final he's going to want to be beating his old org.
Oh yeah, it's revenge time for Buzz, and I think he wants to prove himself again. Another man who wants to prove himself, Stax, obviously former DRX legend, IGLing against his old club here. He wants to bring some trophies back. He's doing it all over again. 19 when he went to his first international event. He's aged now, slightly older, but still plenty of fire beneath him.
He has so much experience under his belt together with Buzz. I think alone this squad has actually more experience than DRX in totality. Carpe is another one of those players, a lot of experience.
Oh, for sure. I mean, he's an Overwatch legend, and he is continuing to place in grand finals over here in Valorant. It was extremely questionable for me when T1 was bringing him into this roster at the last minute, but he has really performed quite well, particularly in the game yesterday against Gen G. Really, honestly, when Buzz went missing, Carpe was really key in some of the rounds to bring that series across the line and finally stop Gen G's comeback.
Now this man I think is absolutely key to a T1 win today. He's been, flexing around. We see him on the Sentinel, then we see him on this secondary duelist. For me, he's the jewel in the crown of this T1 team. I feel like if there's going to be one person steps up, leads to a victory today, can upset DRX, it's going to be Meteor.
Yes, I can absolutely see why that was a really solid pickup for the side of T1, picking up Meteor from Gen G there. This match, now, again, on paper, it looks very much in the favor for DRX, but we know Autumn has been around with these teams for a while. He knows how they think as well, and surely he has Abyss prepared, which will be the very first map of today.
Valorant is not an exact science.
It's not.
It's hard to measure, it's inquantifiable, it's intangible. It's energy, it's vibes. That's what I firmly believe in. DRX have fantastic structure, fantastic coaching, fantastic strats, but in my mind, that's the whole reason I predicted T1 today, is they have something to prove, and I think that matters.
Yeah, the motivation to win a tournament like this for players that have, in some cases, been champions before, in some cases had a tough time winning Pacific despite being very, very good.
Now, Pilsky, in contrast to what Big Time is saying here, I know you are a data-driven guy. You are more of the old-school approach to tact FPS. How are you feeling about that?
I'm feeling very safe for DRX. I predicted them for a reason. They've got the veto advantage. T1 has had to show absolutely everything, and really, it is about the vibes and the magic for them. They need big individual performances, but realistically, DRX, this Teo style in particular, I really think that, honestly, they don't even need to play super well to win sometimes. Their execution is just that good.
Have you heard the phrase, everyone's got a plan until they get punched in the mouth?
Yeah.
Because that's what T1 need to do in this map 1.
Yeah, well, we look at the agent select here. T1 did play this exact comp in the off-season up against C9, and they have not swapped off it since. They have not had to show Abyss yet at this tournament. I'm keen to see what they have prepared here. The Yoru and the Breach is going to make for a really explosive attacking side to start things off.
Yeah, I kind of would have liked to see some changes, because this didn't look too solid for them in the off-season, but they must be choosing this comp for a reason. They must believe they can turn that around. Over on DRX, we're seeing freeing on his signature Teo. I hope he stays on that forever, to be honest. And very, very simplified, basic comp, just swapping in that Teo. We've seen DRX on this map, and it's been quite comfortable.
Starting defense, I've really got eyes on Flashback and Marco anchoring the A and the B side. Marco was fantastic. Flashback has sometimes been a little bit hit or miss in some of these anchoring positions, so I want to see how they do against T1's explosive attacking side.
Well, the audience is completely filled in this stadium to see either one of these teams carry their very first VCT Pacific trophy. And to bring us through the Pacific Kickoff Grand Finals, it's none other than Achilles and Paper Thin.